Okay, with that, another team is out of the IPL race, which effectively now leaves two teams that will compete for that number 4 spot. That is Delhi Capitals and Mumbai Indians. 3 teams, as you already know, are through, and Lucknow have joined Kolkata Knight Riders in the recent past to be eliminated out of the playoff race. It was a good batting effort by the home team, 205. Markram continuing with his good form. Mitch Marsh continuing with his good form. Nicholas Puran, who had a dip, once again did well. One man who's been consistent with the bat for them, of course, has been Rishabh Pant. But that total, which seemed decent, which seemed quite competitive, didn't amount to much, because when Abhishek Sharma is in the mood that he is in, seldom do teams really have a chance of competing. He was, of course, helped by another dasher in Klaasen today, and the two of them laid a foundation which was good enough for Sunrisers Hyderabad to hurt Lucknow Super Giants. With me, my 3 colleagues. Was it like deja vu from yesterday?
Like just exactly when you were just telling the summary of the game, the first thought that came to my mind was exactly that. We thought that at the end of the first innings, yesterday also and even today, thought that it might just be a competitive total, and then the way the chasing team on both occasions approached the innings, and not just approached the total but also the way they finished the game. It was very, very similar. The fielding team on both occasions had no opportunity to, sort of at no point were they ahead in the game, or there was any moment where it looked like that it could be possible. This will be very interesting.
The score lines is sort of similar, the two scorecards, but no deja vu for me, because I was pained yesterday. I'm not pained today.
No. Deja vu in the sense one team put up a good total and the other chased it down with ease. Like
Canter.
Yeah, like Sunrisers didn't really break a sweat like what Gujarat did yesterday. That's the similarity. But I think the one big difference is, which we should put it out, is that in Delhi, a 200 total, I think it was a 50-50 sort of a scenario midway through the game. If the batting team batted well, then there was a good chance that they would have chased it down as well. But I think why this is a better win by Sunrisers Hyderabad, because never in the history of the Ekana Stadium has 200 and 200 plus been chased successfully in the IPL. So in that sense, this was a much tougher ask for Sunrisers Hyderabad to do, and they have achieved. So I mean, if I was 50-50 yesterday for a 200 total, this you would have to say that you would have given the batting team a better chance, the one that had batted already, a better chance, because chasing wouldn't have been easy. So in that sense, I'll say Sunrisers Hyderabad, well done. The only problem with them is that they've woken up a little late. This is a Sunrisers Hyderabad most people wanted to see throughout the tournament. And it's not just one man who's won it, but this is what you expected from an SRH. That, Abhishek will get you 50, 60, Head on a certain day will get you that sort of a total. If not them, Ishan someday will give you, or a Klaasen will do. This is what you expected. And I think today they've played to the expectations which most people thought they would.
12 games too late, but it's okay. Yeah. Better late than never. At least
this is their 4th win, right?
Third win. No, it's a fourth win. Right. Because one game was washed out.
You can always check and then tell us.
Because I think now they might be safe from the wooden spoon. I think they may not end up as the wooden spooners, because see, Rajasthan, Chennai, that is the battle for the wooden spoon tomorrow. Okay, that'll be the last game for Rajasthan. If they lose, then they finish with the wooden spoon.
Why is there no E written in front of them?
I think they didn't have the space. Some issue, I guess.
No.
What do you mean? Chennai Super Kings is the longer name with an E.
No. Some technical glitch.
Glitch has to.
Some technical glitch has to be there.
This place is not working since morning. On the mobile app?
Yes. We have been having huge outages.
I've been trying to figure out.
Sachin's gotten outages while Bradman's been working fine.
Figuring out and thinking my net is not working. Then I asked a few more people. Then I came to know it's not.
There is an issue with Sachin.
Yeah.
But of course, they also are eliminated.
So yes.
But how does it matter who gets the wooden spoon?
Just for pride. I mean, CSK have never gotten the wooden spoon. They are the only team. I mean, Rajasthan have gotten with multiple wooden spoons. You look at Mumbai Indians, they have had the wooden spoon.
Delhi.
KKR also have had the wooden spoon.
Most, I think, which team would have won it most?
Delhi.
You really asked for that.
Delhi.
He dug a hole for
Would
himself.
it be Delhi or would it be Rajasthan?
Delhi.
And that period
I think
13 to 18 was
No, but
torrid.
I never remember finishing 10th, 9th, 8th, 7th, I
yeah,
remember.
see,
It's the time you moved
10th,
to
I don't remember.
10th, it started because if you look at it from 22, there were 10. Na? And then there were only 3 years.
Only you finished, which was wooden spoon.
3 years. You had, I think you didn't finish in 2013.
7-8, it almost became a mobile number over 8 seasons.
I know. Exactly.
Who's going to get the wooden spoon this time?
RR.
Chennai,
RR.
CSK. CSK.
RR.
I think, no, tomorrow RR at Firozshah.
You're wearing RR
Absolutely.
colours.
Yeah, my pick is RR. Yaar. Why are you saying no?
I'm just giving I'm saying that
So
according to
you
me,
said it is Chennai.
Delhi conditions, I think, will suit the Rajasthan Royals batters a lot more, and I think at least they have Vaibhav Suryavanshi, Yashasvi Jaiswal in the middle. You never know. Na? Just on paper, I think Rajasthan is the much better
Paper, so they've scored run last time also. Vaibhav Suryavanshi, Yashasvi Jaiswal,
But
everyone
Chennai
scored
Super
runs.
Kings is
But
even-
what happens, na?
It's
Are in Chennai Super Kings, Thala wins at least 1 out of 4 games, na?
yeah.
So then he will,
No,
he
but
will
still, I
finish
think
off.
tomorrow. Whoever wins tomorrow will not finish last.
It's
So,
like
it's going to
2020
be
all over again.
Rajasthan.
Towards the fag end, Chennai
No,
will
no.
pick up.
No,
Chennai will
could-
have another
CSK can
opportunity,
still.
But Chennai are playing Mumbai or someone.
No, Chennai are playing GT.
GT.
Anyway, I think it is Chennai.
It's probably
Rajasthan.
Yep.
Rajasthan
I
for
said
you.
Rajasthan
Yeah,
Royals.
so 3 out of 4 have gone with Rajasthan.
Yeah. So.
Shashwat has said Chennai, then it is going to be Rajasthan, most likely. Who will finish with the.
I had picked Rajasthan to
Yeah.
begin with.
You had picked RCB.
No, second once when.
Don't second, third, fourth. You picked RCB.
First change was RR then for me.
No, but change it, nobody matters. 5 times you can change. Yeah, I'll never forget you picked RCB to finish last. What is he saying? Okay, let's
What if they go and win
let's
now?
get down to the game. The first question. The mystery of Rishabh Pant.
Or a stunning catch.
Stunning catch.
It's a 27 crore mystery.
He can't buy a run at the moment.
He can't. Look at the number of runs he scored in the entire IPL.
Can you hand in a transfer request like in football you can?
No, but my point is like
has
everyone
it
is
taken
scoring
too much?
runs like above him, below him, good pitch, bad pitch. This something I don't know. The Graham, they say that sometimes it's just not cricketing now. You can go through a bad phase, just not
Shani
getting
ka
run.
prakop.
Shani or something.
Shani has been way too bhari.
Yes.
Because Shani is not, he's not able to come out of the shadow of the Shani going by astrology.
I mean, Shashwat had mentioned this is the season he would want to whitewash. It's been a disaster across
Been
everything.
the lowest of the lowest.
That is said and done. I'm saying,
But what
does he do
explains
going,
that?
Going forward, how does he pick himself up? Because not like, when you look at just distractions, you want to just come out of that setup. At times, it's just a bad season overall for the franchise. Forget individually. You then look at other shows, you look at other opportunities. When he tries to look at other opportunities, there's a big England tour that he can look at, but that also will come with its own bad memories of what happened in just Australia not too long back. A couple of months down the road, you will then see the Indian team in talks of an Asia Cup and other limited over series in which Rishabh Pant may not find himself. So how does Rishabh Pant then, if you ask me in my opinion, that England tour determines a lot for Rishabh Pant as to what his stature then in Indian cricket will be, because if that doesn't go to plan, Rishabh Pant finds himself in a big hole that he will probably, I don't know how he comes out of that.
I personally
For me-
see Rishabh Pant absolutely bouncing back in the England Test series, and I think this point in his career is one of the lowest phases in his life. Last time something similar to this was before the BGT in 2020. That was the time when he was absolutely down and out. He wasn't in any scheme of things. I remember for that BGT as well, he wasn't the first choice wicketkeeper. That COVID break came, and then he spent a lot of time with Yuvraj Singh and Suresh Raina, if I'm not wrong. And then that BGT came. I remember one practice game over there. It was a ping ball practice game where he got 100. and then suddenly he came into the scheme of things for the Test 11 in the 2020 BGT. So this time, this Test series, I think, is going to be very crucial for him. But I also know that we have seen him all throughout his career. He's sort of a fighter. He's been out of the Indian team. He has been in the Indian team, but he's always managed to fight back and come. The biggest example was the accident. To come back from that accident and play the IPL, when I think he recovered quite before time. We were not expecting him to play the 24 IPL. We were expecting him to come after the World Cup. But he came back, he played that World Cup as well. So I think there's nothing to explain over here with Rishabh Pant technically or mentally. I think it's just a phase which I think lots of players have seen in their careers, where nothing really works for you. Everything just starts going against you. This catch maybe on any other day would not have been taken. It would have been dropped because it was an absolutely outstanding catch. But it was taken on this occasion. It's just a phase, I think, which Rishabh Pant also realizes. He has said it in lots of post-match presentations now, where he was asked particularly about his form, and he said that I do not want to think too much about it. I just want to take it in my stride and keep moving. And that is something I think that makes Rishabh Pant so different. And despite the fact that he's had a terrible form, I think he will 110%.
I think that is more
back.
lip service.
No.
And also, how can you say that there's nothing wrong? There's something wrong. I mean, bad phases everyone has. For example, let's say ABHISHek has had a bad IPL, right? Some games he's fired, some not, and you can say, okay, it happens. Hit and a miss. I mean, there has to be something that explains why he has been unable to, apart from that 16-1 game, he's been... You can say some places conditions don't work for you, some places some conditions work for some batter. He's never had this bad for so long.
No,
I will
there
tell you one
something
thing.
that
The
extends
only
that.
thing over here that I feel is that, see, technically flaws, I think every batter has. He's definitely not the most perfect batter in test in cricket in general. It's about how you still continue to score runs despite all the weaknesses that you have in your batting in general. With Rishabh Pant, I think at this point he's not able to score those runs. That is also because he does not have the confidence in him, but also things are not going in favor of him. And every player, I remember all the players, I feel, even Virat Kohli, completely different format, but the 2014 England tour was very, very similar as far as runs was concerned. That
No, not at all. That is because he had a weakness.
Yeah, but that stayed for all.
Yes.
The end of his career, but
So
he
there's
still
a
continued to score runs.
But I can explain the reason why he was failing. No, you cannot pass by saying there is nothing to explain. My thing is that when Virat failed, he had a bad series. Everyone could figure out why he's failing. There is a weakness there. He's poking, he's edging, he's getting out. So there's a explanation, and he's not being able to find a solution. My question again is that this is not just, oh, let's forget about it, it's a bad phase. There has to be an explanation to this.
Yes, I have one explanation.
We will go with your hypothesis.
And many people will not consider, but this plays a major role.
I think I know it.
The 27 crore thing. Is it any coincidence? I'll tell you why. Until the Perth test, he was looking in good form. Bangalore test against New Zealand, he had done well.
99.
Yes, he did well in the Mumbai test also. He did well even in Perth. He had a 41, he had an enterprising 41 in that. When did the auction happen? During the Perth test.
This is exactly what his expectation was, right? He, remember, put that tweet out. He jokingly, made a few comments as well about, him just wanting to try things out in the auction. So, was he not prepared for this?
He wasn't. I'll tell you why. With 27 crores plus leadership that he wanted, there are certain aspirations, certain goals that a franchisee has given you that much money for, will expect. Is it any coincidence that his mind was distracted after that? The slump started after the IPL auction ended.
Or it is just bad karma. Bad karma for poking fun at Punjab.
Could be.
And you lost both those matches.
No, but this reason to
That's why the Shani comes not like that.
In various forms.
His demand.
It's a universe with energy, boss.
Okay. His demand. Look at pre-auction. I am a T20 World Cup winner, yaar. I am a test great.
He never said that.
No. The general persona, the consensus that many people had about Rishabh Pant, okay? I am a T20 World Cup winner. I am a test great. I am a test match winner. I can demand anything I want.
But both those things are true. He was a
It is
T20
true.
World Cup winner,
So
and he's a
questions over his white ball batting then also.
Yes.
But even
All
during
that-
the World Cup, yes, that's
Yes.
what.
All that was swept under the carpet when you won on June 29th. Okay.
You say you paid him that money not for his batting. I'm telling you again and
But again, as a leader also, where did he inspire Delhi
the
Capitals
whole
to
problem,
success?
that's why from the very beginning, I know that his tactical captaincy is praised off by everybody. I also like that a lot. But the only thing what I feel is that you cannot be a great captain till the time you're not able to manage both your captaincy and batting. I think that's been the problem with Rishabh Pant. Rishabh Pant's best years in IPL and white ball cricket came while he wasn't captain. Why? As soon as he became captain, I saw a total switch in his approach to batting in white ball cricket in general.
But he still had
And I think
decent
that's
years,
the problem.
Harshvardhan.
He had
The
decent years, but not the best years.
Look, again,
and he played a very different role.
This is not a new observation. We've said
Yeah,
it many times
yeah.
before.
See,
that
that
why
is
to
the
call it a
thing.
decent
No,
year,
but
it's
it
a small
can't.
sample
See,
size.
my point is it cannot be as fixed as that. This is something that we had said it when he was Delhi captain. That captaincy and this is not going together. We can't keep sticking to that, right, as the hypothesis or what the reason is. There has to be an evolution of study as well in terms of understanding what the real problem is with Rishabh Pant. and him not
I
getting-
think what I've seen go different or happen differently this year comparatively to last year in comparison. Last year, because last year also he was captain of the Delhi Capitals, right? But what I see different this time is, I think this time he doesn't have that clarity in his head. He doesn't know his template. He doesn't know whether the first 4 balls he attacks or the last or the 4 balls after the first 4 balls. So doesn't
Well, Harshit,
does
the
he- does he-
attacking
problem
stage. No,
from-
no, no.
He's
no, no,
trying
no, one
too
second,
hard.
One second.
Does he start?
No,
let's say in
that's
fifth
not.
gear?
That's not. See, that was a problem while he got captaincy in Delhi. In this season,
he still got runs a couple of years.
No, but I'm saying the problem of when to attack, because you can judge him, no number of balls. How do you judge him when he's not played more than 10 balls in 90% of his
But there
innings?
are times-
So situation of attack and defend, no.
Yeah.
That's my point is that reaches when you spend, like we debate that about a KL Rahul or we debate about somebody. We could judge that he's in different stages of the match and he's getting confused as to when to attack because wickets are falling at the other end. Should he play a defensive role, attacking role? My point is, in Rishabh's case, he's not going past the 10 delivery mark. He's not been able to gauge or be in a situation where he has to gauge or there should be confusion. Right now, runs are not coming.
He's
Forget
trying
what-
too hard. He's trying
There
way
has
too
to be
hard.
a reason why he's not able to just buy a run, which is what I'm
I'll
saying.
give you another hypothesis.
Unless I'll give you another, I don't know. One, he says maybe the money pressure, okay? Whether that pressure, he gets bought for something, it doesn't matter. Whether you paid that money for his batting or captaincy. How does that impact him? That's the question, right? Money could have been paid for anything. Is that the reason? Is the second reason that this is a tougher environment with much more scrutiny within the camp that puts that much more pressure for him under captain while he was captain in Delhi also, and he had a mixed bag of his result as player, but this time he's not doing, maybe because the scrutiny is that much more greater within the franchise. Those are also things that make a difference. Maybe in Delhi that scrutiny is not at a daily basis or match to match basis, it's a much larger
You use
thing.
the magic word scrutiny. When Rishabh Pant, I'll tell you that one major slump when there is outside pressure of comparisons and scrutiny. You remember in 2018-19 when there were chants of MS Dhoni, Pant had a meltdown. He fluffed stumpings, he just couldn't do it. He was trying way too hard. Pant was trying way too hard when he had to play every single format because he was not sure whether he would have a long run in the Indian cricket team. And now the intense pressure for competition, look where he is. A KL Rahul has jumped the queue and he's way ahead. A Dhruv Jurel is there because he's done well in Test cricket as well. Sanju is your first choice keeper in white ball cricket also now at this stage. There is a Jitesh knocking at the door, harder than ever before. Pant with 100 strike rate and a 12 average and not doing well in the BGT also post auction, and with so many names putting there with so many names in the fray. Pant is having a complete meltdown and he's trying way too hard. Tactic wise, his tactics worked only against one team in this entire IPL. It was against Rajasthan Royals, the team who are at the bottom of the table because they themselves have their own problems. But against Chennai Super Kings, if you are such a tactically astute captain, why did you miss an obvious trick?
See, but that's not that. No, I think a lot of captains have got it wrong. Let's be honest, okay? I don't think captaincy is an issue. I'll tell you why. Because they have punched above their weight. All of us sitting here at pick Lucknow to finish bottom of the table. Where are they? They are this team that are still fighting, the last of the teams to be fighting. He's actually taken a team which none of us had given any hope, primarily because of their weak bowling. And even if you look at the game today, they've lost. It's not that their batting didn't put up the runs. It's the bowling. I think you had made anybody the captain of this team, that team would have struggled. I think Pant, the captain, has not been bad overall. Pant, the captain, has ensured that this team is still fighting towards the end of the IPL, where teams which even look better than this team on paper have been knocked out before them. So I don't think Pant, the captain, is okay. By that logic, if I'm going to nitpick and take out games, I think I can take out games for each captain, including a Shreyas Iyer where they may have earned. That's okay. But I think by and large, as a captain, he's been good enough. He's done a lot of things which is right. But his batting is the one that brings him under scrutiny again and again. And I then fail to understand that, yes, people can go through bad phases. People can have bad times. And people can have technical deficiency which you can see and identify and say that's the problem, he needs to fix it. We haven't seen anything of that. That people can go through a bad mental phase where, like Harshit mentioned, that you don't know, you're caught, should I be attacking, should I be defending? That also happens when you spend time. He's not even spending that much time. He is just not being able to get runs. For me, the only way that happens is when you're not in your right mental space. And that's not a confusion between attack and defense, because I think in the state that he is right now, he's not even thinking of attacking. All he's thinking is, let me get a runner ball 30 to begin with and then get a situation, which he's not able to get that too.
135 balls, again, averaging that's just about 9-10 balls every match.
That's what I'm saying.
What I've seen, and that pains me because he's not, he's an India prospect. I'm looking at it from an India point of view now, because we can see and we've seen what this guy can do when he's on song. He is a pale shadow of this huge imagination of Rishabh Pant that we have, also that he's not fulfilled fully. But it is even sad because to whatever limit that he was playing, to whatever levels that he was matching, he's now become a pale shadow of that as well. So Rishabh Pant, the batter, we had so much more in terms of expectation from him that remains unfulfilled, but whatever he was doing is not happening also. So when he's playing those 8-9 balls, he's looking underconfident. He doesn't know what to do. Remember, there were even talks about whether Rishabh Pant should be batting 4-5 or should he be opening, because he's clearly not able to. He's done all that. And it happened
he's back open, number 4, number 3, everything is
number 7, number 8.
But all of that happened once 6-7 matches were done away with, and only then you saw Rishabh Pant move up the order and all those things. So yes, that came, but I think the confidence was already dented to an extent that no matter where you batted him, he was not going to be performing.
The game has a great way to level you out, okay? All the swag, all the confidence was there, but that 27 crore, you've not lived up to it. It's different.
No. I still feel 27 crore I don't think is a problem, because we over here knew that is the price.
There is a reason, Shashwat, why many players. But where is Shreyas Iyer having the greatest season ever? He's also having a middling season. If you look at the bat, if you look at the captaincy overall.
But the thing is, how money impacts each person is different, no?
Yeah.
So somebody can get 50 crore also and play. Somebody may struggle with 5 crore also. So there's no comparison as to Shreyas got paid that much. I'm not saying that what he's saying is right, but that comparison of Shreyas and Rishabh doesn't matter.
Post 15 crore, post 20 crore, see the performance of players in the IPL.
He's been paid 18 crore previously also.
Where did he perform?
For Delhi Capitals, when he got retained last time, it was so 15 or 16
15, 16 crores. But then, is Rishabh Pant having that X
money is
factor?
not
It is.
Being the factor.
See, whenever somebody has gotten paid 18 or 20 or 25 crores, look at their performances. The numbers don't lie.
I'm giving you the Shreyas Iyer example.
The Shreyas Iyer example is also very middling. It is not a spectacular one.
Top of the table.
For one season, yaar, what are you talking about? But again, when was Shreyas Iyer paid 25 plus crores for KKR?
I'm
look at Venkatesh Iyer, look at Sam Curran, look at Mitchell Stark, look at Pat Cummins.
Examples
I have given you 20 examples out of 21. You are giving me one example which doesn't.
Those players did not have the kind of stature that players like a Shreyas Iyer or a Rishabh Pant have. Those players
even a Shreyas Iyer, I'm telling you, it's not the Shreyas Iyer season that we are talking about here.
You were saying that they have a terrible run. Shreyas Iyer isn't having a terrible run.
With the bat, he's having a dip. It's not the Shreyas Iyer that started.
It's definitely not the Shreyas Iyer that he started, but both Shreyas Iyer and Rishabh Pant did not get the money on the basis of their batting.
Again,
we knew from the very beginning they got the money for their captaincy.
You bought in a Shreyas Iyer for convenience. I didn't even mention Shreyas Iyer in this entire conversation because out of the 20 names that I will tell you, 15 plus crores, who has performed?
I'm giving you the example of the same person. Rishabh Pant had been retained
only
for
one.
16, 18. No. The same person who you are saying now is struggling because of the money. I'm thinking he's gotten the money previously also. He did not struggle then. Then how is the money?
After 2018, just have a look at where his numbers have been. Okay, because it's right here. It's right here. Sometimes the strike rate was an issue. If not the strike rate, the average was an issue. 2018 is the cutoff. Look at it, 52 and 173. After that, every single time there has been intense scrutiny.
Rishabh Pant was the first retention only last time. If I'm not wrong, I'm not sure.
I don't remember on the top of the head of that. But see, from 2019 to 2025, there has either been a problem with strike rate or either a problem with the average. Which season has been a repeat of Rishabh Pant of 2018? Which season? 2024 to a certain extent? 40 and 155, but there also, there was nothing inspiring about Rishabh Pant. Yes, the inspiration was he came back from a career-ending accident. That's it.
And the KKR knock maybe.
Yeah, KKR knock also, but still.
But I still feel that what I understand of this season is I think that he's taken his batting way too casually. I think he realizes that as far as him being the batsman in Lucknow Super Giants and the Indian Test team, I think he is assured no matter how bad a season does he have. So I don't know, maybe there are other ambitions that are coming in the way of batting, and because of that, batting has sort of taken a backseat for Rishabh Pant. That is what I feel the situation is right now.
Wicket-keeper slot has gotten very crowded.
Yeah,
no. Test cricket is still, maybe he had ambitions of captaining the Indian team in any one of the three formats and he saw it coming his way, and maybe captaincy took the front seat and batting went out of the window. That could also be a possibility, and I feel that is. I don't see Rishabh Pant, because the kind of person Rishabh Pant is, the kind of personality he is, I personally still feel that money, the 27 crore tag hasn't really taken too much out of him, because he knew that I personally feel that after getting 27 he would have been disappointed, because 30 crore is what we were expecting over here, that somebody like a Rishabh Pant might get in the auction.
Okay, let's turn our attention beyond.
Telling me a story yesterday about a cricketer returning a part of the money because he wasn't able to live up to the contract. Can Rishabh do the same?
I don't think he can. Very few people do that. Very few. So very few people can do it. Don't think. But anyway, as far as I know, that today also there's a visual that's gone viral of the owners walking away when Rishabh got out. But as far as I know, at least this is the information that I have, that they did not pay for him keeping one season in mind. I think it was a long-term thing. They want to build a team for 3 years. I don't think it's going to be as bad for Rishabh continuing in 3 years as well. I think Rishabh, the captain, has done decently well. As I said, with a team that's not even great, he's ensured that the team punches above the weight. Also credit to him to have introduced a lot of players that were unknown. For example, DIGVESH has been the find of the season, all down to someone like a Rishabh Pant getting him and giving him the confidence, bringing him from the Delhi circle. So I think it's a long-term prospect that they are looking at. Of course, this has been a season far below what anyone would have expected, but I think
also
you go on.
The time that they swept up all these points as well, it happened when they didn't have all their resources, especially in the bowling department. Yeah. This was again a season where Mayank Yadav only lasted 2 matches, and there were others as well.
Mohsin didn't play.
Mohsin also you didn't have him. Avesh came in after the first couple of matches.
Same with AkashDeep.
So you didn't have your resources to begin with, and that's when most of these points of the 11-12 points that they had, they accumulated these points when these guys weren't there. So they played out of their skins at that point, and yes, credit must be given to the captain to ensure that in such a hard time you were able to get those wins, because otherwise we all thought that they'd be finishing bottom. They're finishing mid-table now.
Yeah. Okay, can we speak about something else? Let's get to DIGVESH Rathi and ABHISHEK Sharma. Is he getting another fine?
He could be. See, and he gets that, he's banned for the next match. He's already gotten he's had 2 instances of points.
But I think only 1 demerit point that's come about.
I think third offence, and Siddharth, you're suspended for a match.
See, both will get fined. Both will get fined.
Be the third offence.
This Abhishek was doing something like this. I wasn't able to understand the meaning.
He said something about bal kata or something. Something about his hair. Because I think DIGVESH started by, you can't hit me or whatever now.
Go.
Go or something like that. And then he probably said something about his hair. I don't know what exactly, you can't make out. He said, then it became a bit... see, I don't know, people are looking at it differently, and I know that he could be fine. There are many saying that he crossed the line because he actually this time went to the batter and said a few things, and to which I agree. That I had a problem with when he was signing and doing a celebration, he was getting fined, whether it's on the air or on the floor. But he was allowed to do it, and that was, I think, a bit too much, too harsh. But today what I saw of him, of really going on the face of the batter and saying something, then obviously the batter won't take it very lightly, and that's where things get escalated, and that's what you don't want. So if that thing is done, I mean, they didn't give up even after the game ended. While they were shaking hands, Abhishek had a few things to say while they were shaking. They were shaking hands, and Abhishek was also still arguing with him about the celebration. And then you had someone like Vijay Dhaiya, who's an assistant coach with Lucknow, who actually then told Abhishek that enough, carry on, obviously stepping up for his own ward in DIGVESH Rathi. So till that there was tension, but then I think after that, about half an hour after the game was done, then they were seen a few times with arm around each other's shoulders. No, before that they had done. He came later. So they had before that only patched up and then, spoke, and that's nice to see. But again, another part of me tells that fine, even if he gets fined, and I said he crossed the line by saying those things he shouldn't have, but I still want a bit of that. Now what's the point of, see, you got to also understand the situation. Abhishek is going berserk, hammering everyone. You're under the cosh, you're under pressure. See
that little bit of a
I mean, see, all I'm saying is that it is very natural. No, it's very no, I'm saying try and put yourself in that bowler's position. Abhishek Sharma is murdering your team. An over before that, he has smashed 4 sixes. And he is threatening to run away with the game. And he's not only running away with the game, he's actually humiliating you and the team. Yeah. And you come about and take his wicket. It's but natural that you'll have that sort of a reaction. I don't think, yes, if you ask him now, would he have done it differently? I'm sure he would say that. But at that moment, these are the emotions that make a player. This is the emotion that fires him up. And I think at that moment, just try and put yourself in DIGVESH Rathi's shoes or Lucknow Super Giants' shoes. At that moment when that dismissal happened, of course you will react. Fine, you get fined for it or reprimanded for it. You take it.
But I think it was a little overboard today, personally speaking, because
I already said. Yeah. But he's a human with blood running through his veins, na? But if he was a robot who... No, DIGVESH, because he started it.
No, he's not just started it, he went there, that it was very aggressive and continuing to...
But my point is exactly that. What would I do?
A couple of times.
No, it was one time only. He said it, he heard it and he came. But I agree that he went over. But I'm saying, again, it's a human, right? Human reaction. He has been... I'll say that's also kind of an aggression, not an aggression of this sense. He's a batter with a bat in his hand. He's supposed to be like that. But that's another form of aggression where he's almost humiliating you. I'm not saying that he should have been nice to the bowling team. That's his job as a batter. But I'm saying when you get his wicket, won't you react? I think a lot of us in his position, if not that way, would have said something or the other. It's natural.
See, he risked a fine when he did that in-your-face celebration to Namandir in that LSG game. Okay, but ever since then, I mean, for his notebook celebration and all, you want to find him. I don't know what the BCCI were thinking in the very first place.
Notebook in the air is
What is wrong? In the ground is my style. You'll tell a footballer jumping in the air and celebrating is fine. If you slide on the ground, it's not fine. Sliding on the ground celebration is
some closet in the air you do it, it's a
No,
fine.
but-
On the ground, it's fine.
It's not
If
technicality.
he's taking his studs and making a signature on the pitch with the stud, then I understand this is wrong. No, the pitch is going to be. He's just making a make-believe thing on the ground.
Exactly.
The air, it's fine.
And he's running away from the batter on occasions and he's also doing this. It's not.
He's just telling
Either
us
you
that
have a
I'm
celebration
also
or
in
have a clause in the MCC, though whatever they say, no notebook celebrations. Simple.
And plus, he's a boy from Delhi. He is allowed a bit of this. Then,
See, Delhi super giants have to ensure that they stand behind Digvesh Rathi.
No,
yaar,
they
come
stood.
on. Yeah.
Ayush
Even in the
Vijay
final.
Bhaiya also Delhi.
Yeah, I know Vijay Daya, Mayank Yadav,
Ayush
Ayush Badoni,
got it sorted
Rajat
out.
Bhatia.
Rajat. Yes, but he's also part of the LSG campus.
Ah,
Rajat. I haven't seen him, that's why.
Rajat Bhatia is there.
Rajat Bhatia
I haven't
was
seen
Delhi-
him much,
Delhi.
that's why.
Prince Yadav,
Prince Yadav, Himmat Singh,
Himmat Singh,
Rishabh Pant.
Rishabh.
That's why Delhi super giants. Not
Ayush
Lucknow.
Badoni himself.
I told you Ayush Badoni, yes.
Zahir only is the. And Justin Langer.
Justin Langer. Oh, another bad season for Justin Langer. Whenever he's come,
So now
2 seasons.
2 seasons in a row, LSG haven't qualified.
Terrible. And again, like previous season, SRH dumped them. The season also SRH have dumped them. That happened in 9.1. This happened in double time, 18.4. So, Justin Langer. Bad times for him.
Just a word on Abhishek Sharma. Do you think this knock was crucial? Do you think people were beginning to have a doubt about his position in the T20 team because of the growing competition with a lot of youngsters coming up? And Abhishek had a hit
After
and a miss.
that
I mean,
100,
100.
But he also needed for me personally, he would make your T20 team eyes closed because he's got
11 or
what
15.
11, yeah.
And then
Him and-
test captain. Where will the test captain go?
He will bat at whatever, or even if between a
Test
Gill.
captain may not be there.
Yeah, it may not be. And between a
Ideally,
Gill and an
that should
Abhishek
be
in
the case.
T20 cricket, how can you? He smashed how many 300s in international cricket before he came in to the IPL? Something like that. He had so he had an outstanding series before that. How can you forget that?
Yeah, I mean, he had that South Africa series wherein he was really good. He had 100 against England.
So you were saying there will be no Shubman Gill
He
in
has-
T20?
Is Shubman Gill playing today?
No.
So why should I worry about Shubman Gill?
No, ideally it should
Please
be
ask
Abhishek
me about
Sharma.
Abhishek Sharma.
Abhishek Sharma for me also in the 11, but it's just that I don't see Abhishek and Jaiswal both opening.
Why not?
I think Gill
Why?
anyways will open.
Why not? No chance.
Yeah.
Where
Well, the
is this
T20
stuff?
World Cup he didn't
Also,
play.
Shashwat, we've seen Gill get dropped from the T20
Yeah.
team
That
in the
was
past.
World
And
Cup.
Abhishek was playing at that time.
No,
Doesn't
no,
matter.
Gill was
Doesn't
dropped
matter.
for Yashasvi.
There's no clause.
No, Gill
Yeah,
was
yeah.
dropped. That was the time. The first time he was
T20
dropped
World
was
Cup.
for that Afghanistan series with Rohit and Virat.
And where is the clause
so
that
he was dropped for Yashasvi only.
Arey, but where is the clause that if you're the test captain or not the test captain that you have to be in the T20 team? Where is the clause there?
Why I feel he could still
Your
be
test
dropped is-
captain was Rohit Sharma, who had to retire from T20 cricket also, no? Then?
Yeah.
It's a
But I
different
think
outlook.
that's the case, but because that's how Indian cricket should be. But I hope that this obsession of being all format players, it is not continued with.
See, Abhishek Sharma, we know what he brings to the table. He'll have some extreme highs, but he'll also have extreme lows also.
And why I say that I won't be surprised if Gill doesn't start ahead of him. Yes, Gill comes with a lot of consistency, and let's say if it's a 3-match series, Gill is assuring you about 150 runs or about 120 runs. That's the kind of surety. With Abhishek, he could get to those 120 runs in one match and not score anything the 2 matches after that. That's the bargain. And given the high risk approach and the wham bam approach that the Indian team has now adopted and wants to live by, in that setup, I see Abhishek Sharma making the cut.
He's a perfect fit in it because see, he's the only guy who will take the game away in the power play.
I really hope that he starts, but then again.
Okay. But the problem is at this stage, see, will people be very, very patient with Abhishek? That is one thing that I will have to really see. Can you take his failures because you will appreciate his successes also? Every 100 that he's hit, be it IPL or be it in T20, has been spectacular.
Yeah.
But he's also had spectacular failures. I mean, look at that Bangladesh series. Played on the flattest of flat roads, yet he didn't score much. So, the cricketing public need to be very patient with Abhishek Sharma. You just can't say, oh, 7 innings, he can't play T20 cricket at all. Drop him. You want to, in the current era, all the cricketers are like hot potatoes. They want to be dropped. Fans just can't handle them. So that is why either you persist with him, take him for his flaws, because he can take the game away also. That is the only way I feel that Abhishek is a sure shot starter. I don't see anybody else doing it at this point. So yes.
He mediated it.
No, this happened later.
Yes.
This was before, I think, they had.
Forever and eternal.
He came and he asked what happened and all that.
More than cricket. I mean, he's been the one presence who's been there. Forever and eternal.
Yeah, it's a
We can find it.
Wow.
If you ever had to tell somebody what the word omnipresent means, you show them.
Chalo
the
bhai,
picture
do you
of
have
this
sawals?
Yes.
Let's go. Sarthak Arya. After so long, a season where the top 4 are clear so early, MI should be the 4th, and my bet is on MI to win this IPL, even from the eliminator. By the way, who else loves RATHI'S? What does that mean?
I don't give a.
Acha. I like it, Sarthak. I like his attitude.
Yes.
I absolutely love that attitude.
Yep.
Really enjoyed
I sign off your comment. with
RATHI'S attitude. But to his prediction of Mumbai winning the IPL from here,
that. Won't be surprising.
I won't
If
be
I'm-
surprised.
If I'm not wrong, isn't Sunrise the only team to win
Yes.
from
Yes.
the
yes, you are right.
Yes.
So-
yes.
doing that looks very difficult.
MI can do it. MI RCB final.
No, you're saying no Punjab.
Rohit versus Virat
I will
versus
be very
Bumrah.
surprised
They
if Punjab
have
is
to
not playing
first
final.
qualify, my friend,
They are having an easy opponent to qualify at the Wankhede
in Delhi Capitals.
Capitals.
He's
The wind has
trolling your
gone
team.
out of the
Right.
Delhi Capitals sails.
He's right.
I can't disagree.
It's
I told
gone.
you, I was telling you were only believing in this.
You don't have a stock.
Yes, I am saying that. I'm
If
keeping the
Stark
form
would have
aside.
been there, you
I'm
would have
forgetting the
kept
fact that
Delhi
you've lost
favourites.
4 matches out of the last 5. But without a Stark, it's not.
So I'm saying if Stark would have been there, you would have
I
said
would have.
no.
When I'm alive, when I'm there, I've got 2 matches. I've got fate in my own hands.
I'm saying
I
if-
don't get scared looking at the opponent.
I'm saying Mumbai Indians game. Assume Stark is available.
Yes.
You're saying Delhi starts favourites.
Yes. No, I'm not saying they start favorites, but I back them with a lot
He's
of
a
conviction.
fan, no, he's allowed to.
So I'm also backing them.
Yeah,
Just logically.
logically, the matches aren't lost and won on logic now.
No,
Anything can happen.
Harshit, no. Take off your fan cap, put down your analyst's cap, without looking at.
But I'm
So
saying as far
who would Mumbai versus Delhi as an analyst? Who starts as the favorite
Mumbai.
with Stark in?
With Stark in it.
With Stark in it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm saying, but if Stark is there and the fan inside me would still want to believe that yes, you can go
Fan
ahead.
to can believe in
Because-
anything.
I
because
want them to win the IPL from here. I swear. I want them to
Just
beat
be-
Mumbai Indians
because
and then
if-
go and win.
Because again, that's not how competitions are approached. Is what I feel from just cricketing or sporting
I
logic.
know. For a person who can be a Man United fan for this long, he has to have a lot of patience. He has to have a lot of patience.
You have
So
to
I
have a
agree.
lot of
I
patience.
agree with you.
See,
you're a
results-
believer. You're a.
And I'll tell you how it pays
You
off.
see glass half full rather than
See,
glass half.
Arsenal have been finishing second in all this while. How many finals have they made?
They haven't won a single
And
trophy.
United have made it now to 5 finals in the last 5
It's
years.
not about Arsenal. It is
I'm
about.
just saying things happen. So whatever cup competitions, this that you won the FA Cup last year, no?
Delhi Capitals' current streak is like Shashwat's 2008 bandana. Absolutely worn out. Gone. Finished. Tata. Look forward to the next season.
No, he's to stop getting anything.
No, that was.
He stopped everything.
No, that was to. That I only used to get when they won, but they stopped winning only.
4 out of 4 and
Then
yet
in
you
the
cannot.
What kind of a fan is that I will get this when they win?
No. That
Which
was
fan is that?
Conditional fan.
Hookah for winning days. It was working.
No. Now when did it work? Toss you wouldn't do.
I told you, na, Jake Fraser McGurk was your lucky charm. The day you were dropping him, I told you.
Lucky charm.
Since
no,
then you haven't won
please.
one game and now he refused to come also. He said, I am not coming.
Jake Fraser-Magger continues the proud tradition of Delhi Daredevils / Delhi Capitals of having investments which do not give you good rate of return. Simple.
We're used to having such players, yeah.
What are you? You have
We
other
replace
options.
one opener with the other.
The other options na, Karun Nair, Abhishek Porel, these are your options.
Now let's not start Abhishek Porel. His hate meter is fixed on Abhishek Porel.
Okay, we'll do a different discussion on Delhi on the day of their match. Sarthak Arya is saying, I'm a Rishabh Pant fan. I agree that he has been the worst Indian wicketkeeper this season. I see KL as the only one-eyed king in the land of blind for that wicketkeeper spot in T20Is.
Prab Simran.
Oh, goodness.
But anything you will say, na, then somebody will say Ishan Kishan, somebody will say
Prab
this.
Simran has the
But
performance.
suddenly you cannot know. Then if this is the thing, remove Jaiswal, play Priyansh Arya.
No, you have no other option.
Why not? Yeah?
Prab Simran.
But you'll have to go with somebody who's been playing also. Na? Everything will change on one season of the IPL. Then your team should be get Ayush Matre and
Suryavanshi.
Weber to open.
T20
Some Priyansh Arya to open. Then like that. You can't make teams like that. There has to be some. He's done well. He has to play more. Just one season. Yeah, we'll have to know.
Who's your second wicketkeeper now?
There'll be Sanju and KL done now. What else will happen?
You'll go back in T20 cricket.
Back forward, what is it?
Yeah. So again, there was a comment prior to that. Pant has seen and hit the lowest form of his career this season. I believe in his talent and attitude and really hope that he finds his groove soon. +1 to that also. But yeah, Sarthak Arya has quoted a Yashwant dialogue. मैं अंधों के शहर में आईना बेचता हूँ. Yeah. Goenka lost the silver too in search of gold.
What he's saying, Jasbir Singh is saying, your first take, Jasbir is saying that in trying to look for gold in Rishabh Pant, you lost the silver that you had in a KL Rahul.
Yeah.
See,
At least in terms of runs he was
again,
getting.
we can totally have a different podcast or a video on Delhi Capitals. But again, just want to come back.
Again, no, I don't want to listen
No, but
today.
KL
No,
Rahul,
it's not Delhi's game today.
Just because we
Or tomorrow.
we do fact checks over here also, no. So again, that whole myth about KL Rahul and why he was always a safe investment even at 14 crores. Because I don't get to talk to Shashwat about Delhi at times because at times I'm here or he's not there, whatever. But see, he still ended up as the highest run getter for the franchise.
Where is the team? That is what matters to me.
If you're surrounded by a player,
and if he comes
The
back,
team, everyone
Yeah,
has
he's
to
doing
step
his
up
bit.
now.
no, but if he comes in the T20I team now,
So for all these
Nattu
years,
is bowling the first
how
over.
how will you look at Virat Kohli then for all these years?
Please
Where
tell
has the
team hasn't won.
So
No, you have to ask questions of
does that cast
everyone
aspersions on
else.
KL Rahul?
Questions of everyone.
Akshar Patel, the captain, is bowling Natarajan, who has never been the new ball bowler. His job has always been either middle over here and there
Death overs.
or death overs. He's bowling with the new ball.
Yeah, true.
Okay, Stark is not there, but Chamira will have to step up. He has to be given everything. So how can you win? Please tell me, with
You
that
can't
team.
win with this team. You can't. You won in the beginning because you figured out the combination spot on since the first game. Other teams are warming up now. They're warmed up now. They're showing you.
Okay, enough Delhi now. We have to
they do. I also-
every show we spend half hour talking about Delhi. Yeah. There's two Delhi fans here.
Yeah. Mr. Shekhar GTN from the US is saying, come on, Harshit and Shashwat, please eliminate MI on
Again
21st."
Delhi.
I hope.
Hope we do.
I hope to do.
But even if they lose, MI won't get
They
eliminated.
are only saying they hope. Both of them inside have already said they are not.
See the
Even
fan
if they
inside
do
me.
win, just give one
Till
more
the time,
game.
if I had Stark back, I would be
If
the
and
one.
but nahi. Now
But
you have
now
Jat.
he is not there. He's
So
not
you're
there.
losing. You're not doing what Shekhar
not-
GTN wants you to do.
No if, no but, only Jat. Is it happening?
Ideally, as of now also, we just need 3 good days. That is all that we need. One Mumbai, one eliminator and qualifier.
PBK हवा में है?
No, I'm saying ideally speaking, that is how optimistic I still am.
Arey, you have to win 2
just
games. You need
need
4
2
days.
3 is
4 days.
Shashwat.
I'm saying final is an achievement from here, Sidvi sir. 3 good days are enough.
Delhi was the only unbeaten team.
Yeah.
4 matches.
For
First 4 matches.
Fifth also, they just lost it. Mumbai was the 5th game. If I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
wrong.
Mumbai. 3 runouts.
Yeah, just
Yeah, 3
that
runs
also
right
just
towards
lost.
it. Hey, was that delivery from Santner to
See,
Karan
that's
Nair,
why you
yaar.
took that. No, but there was runouts. You
3
took
runouts.
it too
Yeah.
Too deep.
casual in the end, and see from there it turned out. You had won that 5 out of 5, then you wouldn't have
And
been.
Mumbai would
I
be in
would
this
have been in the
position
same
now.
position.
No, 5 out of 5. You would have been sitting.
You would have had to anyways win one
then.
the next 2.
One.
That is also at this point looks very.
No, you could have won.
You're playing Punjab
This
and
is-
Mumbai.
Could have won. And Mumbai, by the way, would have been out of the race.
Yeah.
So you're not calculating that way.
Mumbai would have.
So
been
then
nice.
you would have qualified.
This is right now.
One game that run outs.
This is
Lazy.
relegation form right now.
Yeah. Ashish.
1 win in 5 matches.
Yeah.
In the last 10, you have won 3
Awesome.
matches.
Okay, now
Ashish Dhar is saying.
there are 9 other teams we can talk about.
Yeah. Punch should learn from Sai. 4s greater than 6s. Lesser risk.
No, which is true, Ashish. A good point, and I think that's what Sai Sudarshan is showing. But for that's what I'm saying. That decision of not going for 6 or whatever comes later. He's not batting more than 10 deliveries. That's a big worry. Right now, he just needs to. Right now, if you ask him, you want to just bat 30 deliveries? He'll say yes. Even for 30 runs, he'll say yes. To start off with, later comes the approach. That's not even an issue with him.
Yeah. Jasbir Singh is saying if selectors and GG can sideline Rohit and Virat, 3 bad test matches and Jurel will replace Pant.
What he's saying is actually it should not happen ideally. Rishabh, for his exploits in test cricket, should get a long rope. But now that we are seeing that the long rope is not very long for a lot of people, that in itself can be a signal to Rishabh that he'll have to perform or perish. I think that's the sort of mood that the Indian think tank find themselves in.
Correct.
That could be a reality.
Ashish Dhar, why do left-handers, the likes of Lara, Hayden, Flower, Gilchrist, Chandapal, Gale, Anwar, Head, etc., so dominant against Indian
That's
bowlers?
true.
Except Lara. Lara wasn't that dominant against India.
True. Hayden was, of course. Flower was.
Gilchrist
Gilly was.
Chandrapal.
was,
Oh, yes.
Gale,
Gale, also not that much.
was still.
Yeah.
Because in IPL, though, he was.
Of
no?
course. Saeed Anwar.
Saeed Anwar
nightmare.
definitely was. Head is.
Head, obviously.
Yeah. And Nemesis seems to be a left-hander. Good point.
Michael Hussey also to some extent dominated.
Left-handers, debutants, everyone.
Is a problem for us.
Yeah.
Lefties and debutants.
Lefty fast bowlers also.
Yeah.
Lefty fast bowlers to perennially.
Bolt.
Not to any new,
Star.
old. You just need to bowl
Have
with
we
the
done
left
with
hand.
that? Saransh aur tha shayad?
It's done. Okay.
Okay, last couple of questions before we wind up. We've got Sarath Chandra saying, Nikhil sir, it may look silly, but it boils down to captaincy issue and team bonding. All want captaincy, puts extra pressure on performance. Not even money, I feel, have burden. It's jealousy and aspiration. So I think he's talking in terms of
Rishabh Pant.
Yeah,
His
but
aspiration to be captain in any format.
no, but the thing is here, so he was a no-brainer, no.
No, the only
But
point.
and there were no
You know what?
competitors there.
not
Just
over here,
taking
but
that
the only
conversation
thing-
forward, it's something I had in mind while we were touching upon captaincy and money. These guys are all multi-crore-patis anyway. So does another 25 crores, 30 crore season, whatever the money that they will get. Is this for people who are already crore-patis? Does this weigh on your mind?
He's the same person
Yeah,
who wanted
20.
a private
Huh?
jet to go for the auction. Now the 27 crore, how much will it?
No, it matters. Shashwat, it's a lot of money.
Yeah,
it is
I
a lot
know.
of money.
Lot of money.
They are not billionaires. They are
They're
still
not.
professionals.
I'm saying, but they're all
your yearly
people with
contract in
value.
IPL overall is what, 7 crore or you get for a full year's pay.
That's
You're
just
playing
the
for
salary.
India. And then
Apart from that.
so how many matches will you play? They're in lakhs. You'll make a few crore. So that will take you to 10, 11 crore.
Plus
Imagine
endorsements
one
and
full
all.
year of. But not everyone gets endorsements. A good enough cricketer also gets about 11, 12 crore. 27 for 2 months of cricket is a massive number. It changes.
But with Rishabh Pant, I still feel that the captaincy, I think his ambition to become a captain, I feel that somewhere deep down Rishabh Pant did start to feel that I am the next Test captain. I will go back to that same report by Devinder Pandey where it was all the focus was on Mr. Fix-It, but over there were other reports were also there where youngsters sort of started to feel in that team that those youngsters were named like Mr. Fix-It wasn't, that youngsters in that team also started to feel that we are the people who will take this team ahead and we are the ones who, because Rohit Sharma wasn't there to begin with, so they started to feel that now after the series we are the ones who are taking forward. So those youngsters could be a Rishabh Pant as well, because in that team there was just Rishabh Pant, Shubman Gill, who were youngsters and could have been captaincy contenders. So maybe Rishabh Pant. it could be even Jess.
No, but why was anyone thinking about anything? Your captain was Jasprit Bumrah anyway, right?
No. But after that series, I think it was.
But why were they even thinking? Bumrah was your captain for the first test. Bumrah was your captain for the last test. But why are you thinking long term? Who knew what will happen to Bumrah? Yeah. He was your captain for first test.
Maybe
he was your captain for the last test.
Yeah, ideally that should have been, but maybe.
So what was the whole debate about?
With Rishabh Pant, I think just took over. I still feel that captaincy has taken over his thought process.
National ambition.
It's about national.
No, but how does that affect IPL?
Batting you see, at the end of the day, we all know now. Whatever we say that your captaincy audition is the IPL. That is where your audition. There is nowhere else.
But not for Test cricket.
Everywhere. Where else will you pick Test captains? Till date, we don't know if Shubman Gill or Rishabh Pant are good Test captains.
If Shubman Gill gets captaincy in Test cricket, it will be because he firstly makes it to the 11. Yeah. And it is not. We've heard it countless times that there are certain people who will get an extended rope who fall in that category of future plans, and we know for a fact that Shubman Gill is one of those players. Traditionally, we've seen an Indian batter get the backing and the liking that we've seen as well, not just from the supporters,
what was wrong with Rishabh Pant?
but from Rishabh Pant's place.
In the 11, you're saying more than Shubman Gill. I think he's more assured of Rishabh.
Also,
Rishabh Pant is more assured.
Rishabh Pant's place in other formats. Also, see, let's be very clear. This the Indian setup likes players who are playing more than one format.
Shubman Gill is just playing ODI.
But Rishabh Pant isn't even making there.
Yeah, that is true.
So that is where things change then.
No, I think because Shubman Gill is playing ODI cricket, that's why he would be given captaincy of Test. I don't think so.
And also Test cricket he's playing.
No, but because...
Yeah, two formats. But
Rishabh
Pant, apart from Rishabh Pant, he's just playing ODI more. T20 we're not sure about. But I still
But he's still ahead, right? He's still ahead.
On what basis are you giving Test captaincy? That somebody is an all-format player, or what basis?
See, I think definitely that is a thought that remains in Indian cricket.
No, it's got nothing to do with that. It's because you may like it or not, he's going to start. In the eyes of the team management, he's a
poster boy.
He's a 100% starter in Test match cricket. You can look at it, and in amongst the few that there are, they've picked him.
Yep. Is it that, or is it? At times I personally feel again you make captain to the people who sort of are going to become the next poster boys of Indian cricket, and Shubman Gill is on that route as of today. If we talk about that line, when Sunil Gavaskar was going, we talked about Sachin. When Sachin was going, we talked about Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, more so Virat Kohli. And now that Virat Kohli is starting to go and he's already gone from Test, it's next is Shubman Gill. Now, how his performance is or how isn't, however it turns out in the future, he will be given that extra rope because of his performances also, and because he's been the blue-eyed boy too. And that is the only reason why you have given the captaincy as well. In Indian cricket, captaincy is always given on the basis of who's the best batter in the 11. And that is something I'm not too big a fan of.
But that's a case in most countries in the world. The best batter is given the captaincy, so nothing unusual.
But India, when MS Dhoni was given, I think
that was because
that time Yuvraj was to be given because of the same reason, if I'm not wrong.
No, because there was a lot of suggestion, and some senior players backed Dhoni and they heard him. Sharad Pawar was the BCCI boss, and they backed MS Dhoni because a lot of senior players who opted out of the T20 World Cup saw some smart acumen. And by the way, at that moment, even Dhoni was a big star as a batter. So in white ball cricket,
the blue-eyed boy was Yuvraj Singh.
No, Dhoni was also. Dhoni everywhere
after what he did against
people
Pakistan.
Would ask me. Wherever I traveled to West Indies, people used to ask me, who is this Dhoni guy you want to see? Everyone. So he had created that buzz with his batting too. So it was primarily not so much as a wicket keeper, but more so as a batter. Who is this dasher? This long-haired guy.
And there were those quirks about MS Dhoni, the big sixes, unconventional play,
helicopter shot and all that.
That's what,
His exploits against Pakistan and entire 2005 till 7 period had already made him one of the stars.
Yeah, people had already started. As I said, I went to West Indies 2006, the first year of his cricket, and people there were also asking me, MS, who's MS? Who's this guy? Fans of journalists, former cricketers, all asking us. I remember Rahul Dravid, I had a conversation. He used to watch, he went to South Africa at that time. I'd covered that tour as well. And there was a practice game in Potchefstroom.
6-7, no?
Yes. Yeah. And in that practice game, he wasn't 100% sure that, how or what the future holds for Dhoni. And Rahul himself, like when Dhoni got out, there were many wickets that fell because he had gone out, but he came in, he asked, we were 2-3 of us sitting in the fan area, there was no press box as such. He asked, okay, Dhoni got out, how much did he make? How did he get out? What are the shots he wanted to know everything of what he did, because he was captain at that time. So he was marked as a long-term prospect for Indian cricket. Yeah.
Jasbir Singh is again saying, Nikhil, did you see Sri Lankan players comparing Virat's stats with other Asian players and showing how great Yunus, Jayawardene and Sangakkara were?
Which Sri Lankan players have done that I haven't seen. But on another point, Yunus, Jayawardene and Sangakkara are highly underrated.
Yes.
All three of them. Outstanding test careers they've had. Outstanding test careers. Yeah. Underrated because they do not come from one of the big 2-3 countries of the world. Had they been Indian or Australian or English for that matter, they would have had a much bigger name in international cricket.
Yes. Shubham Garg is saying, I hope PANT'S, strong words, PR now puts out posts for predicting how much runs he'll finish IPL, same way his PR did for auction price. Again, PR, it's a very lazy thing that I would like to say.
I don't understand it only.
Exactly. Yeah.
PR and all, whatever it was, didn't matter. Now he got paid what the team thinks is, value.
In the auctions, what we've seen, I can't remember who this was. I think it was Joy Bhattacharya who once said that auction prices, you should be looking at auction prices with a pinch of salt, because
I've said it here.
In that room, it becomes a battle of egos at times.
No, it's not even that.
Because he goes on to explain it beautifully. He says, at the time there was a Shah Rukh Khan, and he explains that story about Murtaza getting about 11 crore at one point.
2009.
9 or 10, I think it was. And he said that, there's a Nes Wadia there, there's a Shah Rukh Khan, there's a Preeti Zinta, all these celebrities, they have their own thing as well. They've got their own ego. And you don't and you're out shopping, you don't want to say no, and you don't want to be losing out to anyone. So in that moment, all it takes is just for you to lift the paddle, and you don't look at the player and all, you see who the opponent is and who you're competing against, and it's your ego that takes over.
No, it's also more about the budget that's allocated. If I have that kind of money to spend on my captain, I will. It doesn't matter. If I don't, somebody else will. It's never equated as I'm paying this much money, I need these many runs from that person. There's no math to it. We look at it in a very simplistic sort of a way. That's not how it works. I have this kind of budget. I'm going to allocate this to my top 3 batters. They'll be in this category, 14, 15 crore, 15, best bowler, this. That's how I break. Then I'll leave 5 crores for 10 other players that I'm going to distribute. And once I reach that level for each, then I go more, less, no. If I exceed a budget at one point where I kept 18 for my captain, I've gone 20, then I'll deduct 22 from somewhere else to make that math. That's how they do it. It's an Excel sheet. It's as simple as that. Nobody is really looking at, it's not like you're buying a share in the market and seeing what the price was earlier or what the price will be later. No. This is basically, I've given you a sort of budget and you have to buy your ration for the week. Like you have that in that Big Boss house, right? Week. So it's not that you're going to be starving. I've given you enough money that you'll be full. Now it's up to you. Where do you want to splurge? Do you want to splurge on some ice cream this week, or instead use that for something else or whatever? Your basic stuff will all be covered. You'll get your dal, chawal, sabzi, enough money to buy that. Now you have extra cash. Now decide which one do you want to spend more on. And I think it's as simple as that. It doesn't mean that your rice which you buy are any less of any importance than something else, but you're paying for luxury, you're paying for taste when you're buying some fancy ice cream. It's just that it doesn't work like how we see. Okay, final comment of the night, and this one is Rohit Khanna is saying, Nikhil sir, do you think media puts extra pressure on Pant to replicate Dhoni's white ball performance? I don't think media does, but I wouldn't be surprised if Pant himself models his batting style on MS Dhoni and then puts that pressure, that he feels that he has to be at that level. Because if he is indeed feeling like that, that could be one reason why he's not.
But he's talked about the time that, the fans would start chanting Dhoni, Dhoni, But those were early days in
That
his
is when he was
career.
competing. Now he's not.
Exactly. And those were early days because right now the conversation around Pant's completely changed. You don't liken him to Dhoni anymore. You want him to be, but those chants aren't as loud as they used to. And I think I've heard Pant say this once that yes, there have been times I've been compared, and that sort of adds pressure a little bit here and there, but you just process those things and you move on. I like to focus on my game. I think the conversation went on those lines after that. So I think he's taken that in his stride.
True that. I don't think that's going to happen.
No, we're not taking that question, Saran. This is an IPL show.
Yeah. So, yep.
Okay.
And with that, we will head to the wooden spoon derby tomorrow.
Bottom scrapers.
Second last time broadcasters are saying.
This season.
Last time this season.
No. This time it's not written this season. This time it's written second last
You
time.
can say whatever you want. His franchise has said now that he has not given any indication.
Yeah.
So he'll come next season.
Yes.
If his franchise wants it,
He'll not come.
He
when
wants
we are
it.
expecting him the most.
he wants to play. The franchise wants him to come next season.
It's the period of transition, my friend.
That's what I'm trying
Mia
to say.
Bivi Razi kya karega?
No, I'm saying when we
they
are
are
expecting
happy
him
to
the
play.
most.
You are saying he should.
That is when he won't come.
He will come. He
Next
will come.
season.
You would see. He will
He's
come.
playing until 2027.
No.
I don't know 7, but next season to he'll come.
50 till 50 he's going to play.
He'll
He is 43.
be
yeah.
46
Now
in
by that
2027.
27 after that he'll play 3 more years. Then
No, that time. Then
He always
2027
said that.
quits.
30 till 30 if he
He'll honor the contract for 3 years. That's it. End.
WG Grace played till 50 plus.
Even Wilfred Rhodes, if I'm not mistaken.
have,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So he
by
can-
then,
Even Sachin's playing such wonderful cricket here at the age
Ah.
of 52.
Yeah. Legends.
he's playing
league.
with his age group now.
Still, those trademarks, straight
Mine was playing
drives.
with 14-year-old.
I know.
14-year-old.
It's, I mean, also you look at it, it's a generational clash yet again. 17-year-old Ayush Matre versus 14-year-old Vaibhav Suryavanshi.
Are 14-year-old versus 43-year-old.
Yeah.
14 versus 43.
14 versus 43, yes. That's going to be, yep. Whoever loses ends with the wooden spoon tomorrow. So, bye-bye, Nandri, Vanakkam, Shubhratri, Shabba Khair. Eat your vegetables.
Don't trouble your mother.
Subscribe to Sports Today.